I'm Xiao. Welcome to my channel Xiao Yarn. In the last episode of Basics of Hanafukin, we covered how to prepare Hanafukin from used fabric, as well as how to draw this beautiful Tsuno-Kikko horned tortoiseshell Sashiko pattern. You can find the link in the description if you haven't seen the first video yet. And today, let's continue. Basics of Hanafukin Step 4. Basting or tacking. Basting or tacking stitches temporarily join the two layers of fabric together, so your fabric does not slip or distort. The stitches are usually big, so you can easily take out the thread when you finish your work. Basting thread is usually fragile. You should be able to break it easily. You can find basting thread from your local store or just use any thread that's easy to break. I'm using a single ply from this roll of cotton yarn. You can also use thin cotton thread, but be careful, don't use your Sashiko thread. You'll have a hard time to take them out at the end. Step 5. Sew the perfect frame. Prepare your thread. I prefer using carded or rolled threads for Hanafukin so I can control the length. For the frame, I'll cut my thread for the length of two sides with an extra 10 to 15 centimeters. I'm doing this to loosen up the bending mark of the thread and to make the thread softer. Start your frame. I like starting my frame at the middle of one side. To avoid knots, I will sew the opposite direction for a few stitches. Then go over the stitches from the back side only. Make sure your needle does not show from the front, and then keep sewing. Make the perfect sharp corner. To make the corners of your frame perfect, you want your needle to end right before the turning point and then come out right at the turning point. Smooth out the stitches you've already done. Then keep sewing. After a few stitches, pull the thread but not fully, then insert your needle under the first corner stitch, pull the thread and smooth the stitches out. The slack in the stitch prevents the distortion of the corner. That's the secret of how you make the Sashiko corner sharp. Now your first half of the frame is done. How to add thread? To add thread, you just need to go over a few stitches from the back. Again, make sure no overlap stitches are shown from the front. How to finish the frame? Easy, you want to return the needle and cover a few stitches from the back. Voila, your perfect outer frame is done, with two open sides and two closed sides. Step 6. Sew the vertical lines. The Sashiko pattern Tsuno-Kikko is made of hexagons, the tortoise shell, plus one extra stitch on each side, which are the little horns. That's why it's called horned tortoise shell pattern. Let's start the pattern by sewing the vertical straight lines in the middle to avoid distortion. How to start? Cut the thread for the length of 2 rows plus 15 centimeters. Make a mark with the needle so from the back you can see where your stitches start. Overlap a few stitches from the back towards the starting point. Give the check, no needle showing from the front. Then pull your needle and thread from the front side at the starting point. Sew till you cross the intersection. Add another stitch, which will later become these very cute little horns. Pass your needle and thread through the fabric layers. Moving your needle from side to side will help you avoid catching the fabric. And you want your needle to come out at the next little horn. The back side should be clean. And then keep sewing. And don't forget to smooth out the fabric from time to time. How to continue to the next row. Now you're one stitch to the outer frame. Make sure your fabric is smoothed out. From here, you want to go to the next row. First, mark the starting point of it. I'm marking it with color for the camera. Start the last stitch and let your needle come out from the back where the nearest frame stitch is. And overlap a few stitches from the back side till you get close to the starting point of the next row. Pass your needle through the fabric layers and let it come out at the starting point. And then keep sewing. I like counting the stitches, so I get same number of stitches for the same length. How to finish? Now you're coming to the edge again and your thread is about to finish. Start your last stitch. Bring your needle out from between the two layers. And overlap a few stitches from the back. Use the same method to cover all the vertical lines. In many Asian cultures, turtle is symbolic for longevity. Any tortoiseshell related pattern is a blessing for a person's health and long life. Your vertical lines of the Tsuno-Kikko horn tortoiseshell pattern is done. Step 7. Stitch the zigzag horizontal lines. To sew your horizontal lines, start with the straight lines and at the turning point, pass your needle and thread between the fabric layers. First of all, let's see how long our thread needs to be. 3 cm times 15 plus 15 times 1 cm for the turning point and plus the extra 15 centimeters, so 75 centimeters in total. Use the same method to start. Make a mark. Overlap a few stitches from the back side and make the needle come out at the starting point from the front. Keep sewing till you pass the intersection. Turn your needle to the opposite side and pass the needle through the fabric layers and come out at the next horn. Then keep sewing. Let me demonstrate it again. Sew till your needle passes the intersection. Then turn your needle, stitch it to the end tip of the horn stitch, pass the needle between fabric layers, and let it come out at the next horn stitch. Feel free to leave me a comment if you got any questions. You can also follow me on my social media. If you pull the thread too tight, you should fix it with your needle immediately. When you run out of the thread, same as how you did it before, just go over a few stitches from the back. Repeat till you finish all the horizontal lines. These beautiful Sashiko stitches really strengthen up the fabric. Mothers will stitch Hanafukins for their daughters as their bridal gifts, and they last for decades. Step 8. Clean up. Take out the basting thread and iron out the ink from heat erasable pens. Voila! Your very beautiful Tsuno-Kikko horned tortoiseshell stitched Sashiko Hanafukin is done. If you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe and share. Happy stitching! See you soon!